I didn't like choose. Ballet dancers, we have to go wherever there is a job, unfortunately. But you need to bring something extra. You need to touch people's heart, I feel like.
Beyond the mirror, reflections of lives beyond the glass. Thank you, Gabriel, for coming.
Yes.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
No, it's amazing because it's been, like 3 years since we don't see you.
True.
So it's exciting to have you back. Thank you for doing this. Let's tell all our audience, where are you from? How long have you been dancing?
Okay.
Yeah.
Hi, everyone. My name is Gabriel. I am from Brazil. I lived in a city called Florianopolis. And I've been dancing since I was 7 years old.
7 years old?
Yeah.
Did you start like in a company in there, like a studio that is associated to a company, or not at all?
No, in a really, really small studio. I actually started with hip-hop.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I didn't like it ballet at first.
You didn't like it at all?
No, I thought it was too slow, too boring.
So what draws you into doing ballet?
My mom's teacher. Well, I should start from how I started dancing.
Sure.
My mom is a single mother, and she used to go to the gym, and she didn't have anyone to leave me, so she always take me with her, and while she was doing the exercises, I was in the mirror like dancing in the music, and then her teacher saw me doing that, and he said, "Oh, you should put him in dance. He has musicality." And then she tried to put me in ballet, and I didn't like it.
You were like, nope.
Yeah. So I started with hip hop, and then I went to jazz.
Okay.
And then the same teachers told her that I really should start ballet because ballet will help in any other kind of dance. So they convinced me finally after like 2 years or something to start. And I didn't like it at first, but then later I really...
When did you fall in love with it? Like, when did you wanted it to, like, you were like, okay, I can do this?
I don't remember.
You don't quite remember?
I think probably after the first performance.
Oh, okay. Did you remember what was the first performance?
Oh my God, it was so bad.
What it was?
It was like I started ballet like in the middle of the year, and then they had to put me in the choreography, so I was just in the back like doing like some weird stuff. It was really bad.
That is funny.
But it was fun. I also performed the jazz pieces that...
Oh, okay. So it's like a full studio who does all the little things.
But it was a small studio, not professionally.
No professional
training.
So how long were you there?
So I was in this studio for 2 years, I think. And then I moved the city, and then I moved, obviously, the school to also a small studio. And then when I was 15 years old, I had an injury on my feet, and I also had to choose if I wanted to go to college or dance.
Okay.
And since I was already injured,
You went to college?
I wanted to start studying for college. Because in Brazil, you have to pass a test to go into the college. So you really need to focus and study for this test to get into the college.
In Colombia, something similar. Like, you have to have, when you finish like the last year of school, you have this exam where you have to have certain qualification. Like, I don't know, it's like 200 points or something like that. And if you do something below that, like, no school is gonna get you. Like, even the shittiest university or college, no. So like, you have to have certain requirements.
Yeah, It's really hard. It's very competitive. There's not many spots. So people there really need to study for it.
Yes, you did finish college and everything, right? As a graphic designer.
Yes, yes. So I started college for design.
Did you continue on dancing while you were in college?
When I was studying for the vestibular, which is the test,
The test?
no. But when I started college, a friend of mine invited me to come back to dance.
Okay.
And then in another school. And that's where I started to evolve, really, like.
You feel like the improvement.
Yes. Because I was with a different teacher, which is Patricia, a really good friend of mine.
So when you started dancing with her and all of these things, how did you ended up in Canada?
Okay.
Because you finished college, so you're doing college, you went back to dance, and then suddenly you find yourself in Canada. How did that happen?
Okay. I started college and I was doing ballet training during the day and college at night. And suddenly I started to get a little better. And then I went to Portugal.
Okay. Oh.
Yeah, I did an exchange program with a
With
university.
With
Yeah. So I was 6 months in Portugal training in the National Ballet School.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
While you were in college as well.
Yes. I divided my time between college and training.
That's pretty interesting.
Yeah. And then there I started to get more serious about ballet. I finished that and I came back to Brazil. And then in Brazil, there was a seminary, like a festival, like a summer course in Brasilia. And there was many teachers there watching the students.
Okay.
And they gave a lot of scholarships all over the world.
Oh.
Yeah. And one of them was a teacher from Canada. That's where he saw me and invited me to come to Canada.
That's how you got to Canada. That's crazy.
Yeah.
What are the odds that just going to a summer place, it got you the opportunity to go work in Canada?
Yeah.
That is pretty interesting. Which places in Canada where you were? What was the first place you went in? Or
I went first to Vancouver, to a school called Pacific Dance Arts. And after 1 year there, I was invited to Coastal City Ballet, which is the same place, but it's more like a young company.
Okay, like a second company, like something studio.
Yeah.
Okay.
With a company schedule, like class and then rehearsals.
How was that shocking compared to like Brazil or like the life that you were already having with having to go to college at night and doing the ballet a day? Because now you probably were done with college, right?
Yes. I graduated exactly when I got the scholarship to go to
really?
Canada.
So it was like perfect.
It was perfect timing, yes.
So you didn't have to stop your studies, anything?
No, I finished college, yeah.
That is pretty interesting.
Yeah.
So when you got that, did you speak English? Or like French or something? Nothing. Just Portuguese?
We had this English in the school. It's not as strong. So I knew like to say,
hello.
Hi, how are you? Nice to meet you. Thank you. Basic, really basic. So that was a little hard in the beginning, but I didn't suffer.
Was it a big cultural shock or change? It is. Because Brazilian people are like, or like Latin people, we are so loud and like we are so like ready to like. I don't know how it was in Canada.
It's different. It's definitely different. We are definitely more
huggers, like warm. But
yeah.
It's also kind of very cool. How you did with the first winter?
First winter, I actually really enjoyed it.
Really?
The first snow I saw, it was like in the middle of the night, like 3 a.m. and I woke up and then I ran outside and took pictures in the snow. It was so fun.
I remember also the first time I saw snow. I was in New York. It was like my first winter ever.
Uh-huh.
And I was like,
So beautiful.
this is so magical. Like, I thought this only happens in the movies, you know?
Yeah.
Like, because we don't grow up with snow. We don't know what it's like. We'll have 90-degree weather all year round.
Yeah.
It's so, so crazy. How did all of the visa things for you when you went to Canada? Or like, were you in a student visa, or like, how was that?
I was on a student visa. I applied myself in Brazil.
Oh,
yeah.
So they didn't help with anything of that.
They gave you a letter, and then with the letter you can apply.
You can apply.
Yeah.
How long were you there?
In Vancouver for 2 years, and then I auditioned for Ballet organ in Toronto.
Okay.
And I got the contract, and I moved to Toronto.
You moved to Toronto. How long were you in Toronto? How was working with Ballet organ?
It was really good. Yeah, I evolved a lot. It was a touring focus company, so I travel all over the Canada. That was really nice too. But we only do 2 shows per year, per season.
Which shows were you guys doing?
They do all the classicals, Romeo and Juliet, Swan Lake, Sleeping Beauty, all of that. Nutcracker. They do Nutcracker every year.
How many shows were you guys doing while you guys were touring? Was it like every week or like every...
Almost every week.
Almost every week.
It was really hard. We spent a lot of time in traveling.
How was the traveling? Like, did you guys were like little places to little places, or like did you guys flew into different...
We usually flew like from Toronto to the West Coast, and then we do like a big tour over there, and then we flew back to Toronto, and then we flew to the other coast, and then we tour around there, and then come back. And to Quebec, we just travel by van. We didn't flew there. Yeah.
How many shows did you guys think you guys did per season?
I don't even know. It's so many.
So many. Like kind of
just
like a Broadway show?
Just the Nutcracker, in 1 month, we did 40 shows, I think.
That's insane.
It is.
Was like
crazy.
2 shows a day or something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, because to do 40 shows, like, you have to be doing at least 1 a day.
Yeah.
Ugh, that is insane.
Sometimes 3 shows in 1 day.
3 shows in a day?
1 in the morning for the kids.
Oh, okay, yeah, like an outreach show.
Yeah.
That's too much.
It is.
I feel like 2 shows is already kind of like pushing it, but 3...
Yeah. We also had like 3 different casts.
Okay, that helps a little bit, but still.
It helps a lot. But so one show you are a little easier, and then the other one is hard.
I feel like that only happens in, like, for example, like Nutcracker season. I feel like you do end up doing sometimes like 3 shows in a day, and then 2 more in the next day. It's like,
yeah,
like crazy. How was your experience changing Canada to the US? Like, what make you wanna make that jump, the leap?
Well, I didn't like choose.
Oh, you didn't choose?
Ballet dancers, we have to go wherever there is a job, unfortunately.
And then you just found the job, and you're like, okay, I'm going there.
Yeah, I saw an announcement on Facebook for Ballet Fantastique, and I sent an email, and they needed a guy for Zorro, which we did together.
Mm-hmm.
And I came to guest, and they liked me and invited for the season.
And you just like, that's crazy. Were you excited to live that touring life, or like did you miss it? How did you feel about like having, because there's companies that tour but not enough, and there's companies that just tour and they don't have like a central point?
Touring was a very, very good experience, but I think I had enough. So I actually liked having a theater, just one, and be there. Yeah.
That makes sense. Have you like found differences between Canada, the US, and Brazil while dancing, even Portugal? Like the dancing, like the people, like the dancers, how different is in each country?
US is definitely more free.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they are not so technical.
Okay.
I feel like it's more dancing.
Okay. Did you mean it as like artistry wise or?
No, like the actual technique
Okay, the actual technique is just more
is
free.
more free. I think so.
Like more of a mix of
Yeah.
elements.
I think that's a lot because of balancing,
Okay.
actually, which is really strong in the US. And let me think. When I was in Portugal, it was a very, very vagana of a training. So super hard. We did double tours at the bar.
That's insane.
Yeah. And then after the double tours, you put your legs on the bar and do push-ups, like upside down.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was bar.
Double tours in the bar. Oh,
Yeah.
that's crazy. Insane.
So hard. And that was the hardest training I had in my life.
What about Canada?
Canada, I feel like I feel like a little closer to Brazil.
Okay.
The ballet training is a mix of everything. Cause there's not a Canadian method
Okay. Yes.
like Brazil. So we kind of learn a little bit of everything. Also, my teacher in Vancouver was super open and
Like he wasn't married to a style or
Yeah.
anything. He just wanted to take the best for everything.
which I like a lot.
I like a lot. I feel like there is good in every single method. You know, like I feel like if you learn to combine them all, you're
Mhm.
gonna be a much well-rounded dancer.
Yeah.
And I like that.
And I feel like dancers need to be adaptable because we work with so many different choreographers, and you should be able to do whatever is in the choreographer's mind.
I agree.
So if you only have one style, you're probably not gonna be able to do all the choreography there is out there.
I agree. It is, yeah, and I mean that's kind of why sometimes it's kind of funny because in these companies or things, when they got a choreographer that is no unusually guy who knows every single dancer, it starts picking dancers that you wouldn't pick, you know. But that's the beauty of that, because that also gives the spotlight to all these dancers that wouldn't have the opportunity because some people know them too well or something like that. But it's like he sees something that they have, and that's kind of what makes every dancer unique too.
Yeah.
What was the best show you ever felt that you've done? Or what is your favorite show that you are like, I can do this show 50 more times?
That's a hard question.
I know there is so many good shows, you know, that you're like always,
There's many good shows, but I don't like repeating things.
You don't like repeating things?
No, I like having new experience.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's interesting. Because
But-
usually in ballet, it's like all repetition.
true.
Like a lot of repetition. Unless you do like different like characters, you know, like different roles. What was one of the roles that like mark you? Like you're like,
From Ballet Fantastique, I really loved Odysseus,
this is?
and Nevermore. The Raven part was really good to do too. From other places, I really, really enjoyed doing 3 Preludes, which was an honor to be able to do it with my friend Louisa in Vancouver. I really love Who Cares by Balanchine when we did it at the Atlanta Summer School. That was a good one. 5 Tangos, I loved it. What else? So many. Done so much.
What do you think are the most important qualities for a dancer?
So many things. Musicality is really important.
Musicality? Okay.
Um,
I feel like being adaptable, kind of like what we were talking about before.
yes.
Being able to change, being able to move in different ways.
Yes. And technique is important.
Technique.
But you need to bring something extra. You need to touch people's heart. I feel like you cannot just do it.
I agree, because I mean you have seen it. There is so many dancers that are so technical and can do so many things, but they don't touch you.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, beautiful, but like, what is the
Where's
point?
the soul?
Exactly. And I feel like you talk about a lot about the soul. How do you feel that you prepare for that? How do you feel like you have evolved into like getting that soul? Because every single time we have done a show, everybody's like, I love Gabriel. I love like, you know, like you definitely touch people. What do you think that comes about?
I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't think about it. When I step on stage, it's something changed. I don't know. I'm in a different universe.
It's like you just
It's not me. It's the character.
So that's how you see it.
Yeah. It's weird.
No, it's good. It's good. Again, like a lot of people always are like, wow, like I was not expecting that at all. Like I couldn't take my eyes off you. And you know, like that's a beautiful gift.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, Gabe, you're so funny. How do you keep yourself inspired?
Music inspires me a lot.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't think there is a...
You don't think?
I don't think dance can exist without music.
Okay.
I think that combining the two things makes something really magical. It's something that words cannot describe.
I agree.
It's bigger than words.
Like, have you dealt with anxiety or like anything about like dancing? You know, like feeling stress for something, or like feeling that you cannot perform at your best because, I don't know, something is blocking you or something like that?
Well, we always have problems and difficulties, but I think I can deal pretty well with it. I'm very chill.
Yeah, you are very chill.
Like, if my knee is hurting, I can do other things that doesn't use my knee.
That's fair.
I don't know.
But I feel like you have a very calm sense to you. You know, like I feel like you bring that, okay, it's going to be okay.
Yes.
You know, like
I have a positive set of mind.
For sure.
Yeah.
Outlook in life, for sure. Like, because every single time, like, for example, like, yeah, this past week, you were like, my knee hurts, like, this hurts. But you were like, it's okay. I got it. like, you see me doing this, it's different, but still do it. I feel like that is such a good thing, kind of like going back a little bit, we're saying, like, what are good qualities about a dancer. Like, that positive energy is so important in the classroom, in the dance studio, because it brings people to be more calm. And, you know, like, we have so many different personalities that somebody, you touch them and they're like, oh, you broke me. You know, and then you have somebody like you say, oh, I'm okay. It kind of like balance all of that out, and that helps. That's a great quality to have.
Yeah, coming here was a big challenge because I haven't been performing professionally since the pandemic. I got a lot of weight, super out of shape. So it was a big challenge, but I was thinking, let's do it. I can do it.
You did amazing.
It's going to be fine. Yeah.
You got this, Gabe. Do you think, are you thinking about retirement soon? Are you thinking about like, no?
I don't think about it.
You don't think about it?
My body wants to, but I don't think about it. I don't want to think about it.
You don't want to think about it. So you don't see it like you want to give it an end? You want to maybe keep it like as an ongoing thing? Or
yeah, just whatever it comes.
Whatever it comes. That's interesting. I mean, I never looked at it that way. I feel like usually people have a ending.
They want to close the...
Yeah. They want to, okay, this is my last show and that's it. Or like that.
Oh.
No.
What if I lose weight? Maybe I can dance more.
I'm sure you can.
I don't know what's the future, so...
I'm sure you can. Like, why not?
Yeah. What if they need like a character that, you know, it's old but can do a tandu? You know?
Yeah, no, that's fair. I like it. I like the outlook of like, it doesn't have to end yet. Yeah. It doesn't have to end at all.
No.
I understand. I never looked at it that way.
I mean, probably I will, at some point, I will not be able to train really intensely, but I'll do what I can do.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's kind of a little bit what you say. There is always going to be a role that can be performed by different people. Like, it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to be the principal of the show.
Exactly.
Like, you can just be, I don't know, for example, in the Nutcracker, Drosselmeyer, you know? It can be done by any range. Well, not any range, because you kind of need a little bit of maturity, but you know what I mean? Like, it's kind of like older people can totally do it. And it doesn't necessarily mean that you can what you feel that has been one of the biggest achievements for you? That you feel
Wow.
like, I'm proud of this.
When I got the scholarship, I worked really hard for it. I even went to the gym, which is a very, very hard thing for me to do because I hate it so much. I worked really hard for it, and I got the scholarship, and moving out for real for the first time, moving away from my family, which is super close to me. It was hard, and I'm proud I did it.
That's how hard is living outside? Because, you know, I know not a lot of dancers can relate to living outside their house, but not outside their country.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and not having the opportunity to go back as often as a lot of people do. Because, for example, there is a lot of people who live in this country as immigrants and things like that, but they have the chance to go back. But sometimes for us, it was like 5, 6, 7 years that you don't see your family at all.
Yeah. Thank God we are in times of internet,
Mm-hmm.
so that helps a lot. But it is hard. But as I said, I'm a very easy person, and I'm very adaptable.
You're super adaptable.
So it was hard, but I didn't suffer. Like people from Brazil used to I miss the rice and beans. And I'm like, oh, I don't miss that. I'm good.
There's rice and beans here too.
Yeah. There's different things here.
Yeah.
Let's explore. I like new things.
I can see that. I feel like it's kind of like recurring. Like you're like, I don't like to repeat ballets. I like new things. It's kind of like the same thing with all of these things. You like to keep trying new experiences.
Everything in my life, yeah. See, even like going out, like today, we are going out, and let's try this new place.
Like, why not?
Yeah.
I like that. I feel like sometimes I get caught up into like, I know I can do this, so let's just keep doing the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I like this, trying like new things. Let's try this new. Why not? I feel like we should try. That's what life is about. Mm-hmm. It's exploring new things every single day.
Yeah. Every time you do something new, you grow a little bit.
How, for example, now that we're talking about new things, you have this new venture about having your own business as a ballet, not as a ballet teacher. I was going to say a ballet teacher, but it's a venture in the ballet realm, but it's about crowns.
Mm-hmm.
How did you deal with creating new things about the crowns and like all these things? And how does the business of making crowns come?
Okay. I don't see myself as a business person. I see myself as an artist. Okay. I'm trying to learn about business. I'm not good at it.
Not yet.
Not yet. Maybe we'll need more help for that in the future. But I see my business as an art form, not as a store.
Okay. I like that.
Yeah. I feel I wanted to be more connected to the person that is buying my crown.
How did the crowns come about? Like white crowns?
Well, my teacher in Brazil made a choreography that needed a headpiece, and she was like, "Oh, here's some beads. Here is some wire. Do something." And I was like, "Okay." And then it started really basic, and then I put it more and more and more and more and more. And then it looked okay, and they really liked it. And then I started doing more. People were asking more, and then I started to think maybe I should
make a business
out of it.
That is pretty interesting because you're the only person I know that makes crowns, like for dance. You know what I mean? It's quite interesting. They are also beautiful. Like they're kind of what you say. They are like art. Like you can tell the detail to it. And they are also very lightweight, perfect for dance. Because sometimes you see all these majestic things, but it's like you can just walk with that. Like you cannot dance.
Yeah, that's a good thing of being a dancer. I know how it works.
You understand.
Yeah.
How can people find you for the crowns?
Well, I have my Instagram, Lumina Coroas. follow me.
Yes, we're gonna put it in the description because I know it's hard to pronounce or hard to know which letters is
Yes,
what.
it's in Portuguese. I'm sorry.
How many crowns? Has been your best month?
Usually the end of the year. There's a lot of schools in Brazil, and they all have the final show like in December. So I usually get a lot of orders in this, like
In the
yeah,
December.
a little bit before December.
Oh, that is good.
Yeah,
Hopefully you get a lot more.
but yeah, some months I have nothing. Some months I have a lot. So
Yeah, it would be like how consistent it is, you know?
not very consistent.
Not very consistent. You're like, I wish it was more consistent.
Yeah,
Do you think that you're gonna expand into something else
maybe
during the ballet thing, or like, I don't know, maybe making like bracelets and like necklaces around?
I've done necklaces, and I've done earring. My crowns always come with a
Earrings?
earring that match.
Oh, I didn't know that.
What else do I do? I do like headbands for people who want to wear something for class. Mm.
Do you think that you ever will go into like doing a tutu?
Oh,
Like,
no.
No, but like, not making the tutu, but like decorating the tutu.
Oh, I've done that, but it was kind of a improvisation.
Okay.
We didn't want to expend money, so we did it.
Did you like it? Was it worth it, or like
It was okay.
it was okay?
Yeah, I don't really like to work with fabric.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Because I asked this question to everybody that has been in the podcast. This is the last question.
Okay.
And is what would you do, or what would you say to inspire somebody, to inspire a young dancer in Brazil to pursue his dreams or her dreams as a ballet dancer, as a performer, as an artist? What would you say?
I would say, believe in what you want. Don't take the judgment from people so seriously, because you're gonna hear, you're not good for this. You're not good for this role. You're too big. You're too fat. You're too something. And only you know your journey and what you want. So keep pushing, and your dream will come true.
I like it.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Gabe.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for doing this. I know that it's not easy for you.
I know. I'm not a very word person. I don't talk very well.
No, it's
Not
great.
even in Portuguese. English is worst.
You
But
did great. Thank you so much for being here. And I know a lot of people would love to hear. And if they have more questions, please don't forget to let the questions on YouTube or Instagram, wherever you are. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to leave us a review. It helps us a lot. So thank you so much. Thank you, Gabe.
thank you. Yay.
Thanks for listening to Beyond the Mirror. If you enjoyed this podcast, please hit follow or subscribe so you can stay up to date on new episodes. Until next time.